close your eyes for a moment. No, keep them open, because the shadows of Vermont's Green Mountains might already be watching you. Imagine an autumn in 1984 where the air is thick with a heavy morning mist, scented with the earthy decay of fallen leaves crunching under footsteps that are no longer there. The forests of the American Northeast, straddling the vast Adirondacks of New York and the rolling Green Mountains of Vermont, aren't just woods. They are acoustic labyrinths where echoes don't merely bounce back your words, but your deepest regrets, your intimate fractures, calling them to the surface like an invisible trap. 3 campers, soul-seeking escape, vanished without a scream, without a trace, leaving behind tents marked with strange circles, echo circles that seem to draw themselves, inviting an eternal pact. Decades later, in 2019, a lone hiker captures a chilling recording, spectral voices whispering forgotten names, a haunting chorus that defies physics. Was it a simple accident on isolated trails, a fatal slip into a leaf-shrouded ravine, or an ancient folk rite, an echo pact where the mountain sounds lure the vulnerable into a fractured loop, contaminating their minds until they lose themselves willingly? Welcome to the world of fractured fate files, where vanished mysteries don't stop at the surface. They persist. They cling to your soul like Adirondack fog. Listen, and if the echoes are already repeating your name, this story, inspired by the real disappearance of the Bennington Triangle and Adirondack's cold cases, will plunge you into an autumn of terror. Hold on. The woods have ears, and they remember. To understand this eternal fracture, let's go back to the roots, to the fractured lives that drew 3 friends into the Green Mountains on that fateful autumn of 1984. These Vermont forests, sprawling their dark tendrils into New York's Adirondacks, carry a macabre history rooted in local folklore. Inspired by the unexplained disappearances of the Bennington Triangle, that southwestern Vermont corner where, between 1945 and 1950, at least 5 people vanished without a trace, like 18-year-old Paula Jean Weldon, a Bennington College student who disappeared on December 1st, 1946, during a solo hike on the long trail, leaving only her shoes near the path. According to Vermont State Police as archives and Joseph A. Citro's 1998 book Shadow Child, which popularized the Bennington Triangle as a paranormal zone with similarities to Massachusetts's Bridgewater Triangle. These woods seem to swallow the unwary. Official reports, like those compiled by the New York Department of Environmental Conservation in 2024, note over 20 cold cases of hikers in the Adirondacks since the 1980s, often tied to autumn's misty veil where visibility drops to 0. But in 1984, it wasn't just statistics for Alex, Jordan, and Riley. It was their rite of passage, a pact to heal the family wounds that bound them like indelible echoes. Let's start with Alex Harper, 24, from the stifling suburbs of Boston, Massachusetts. With his short-cropped brown hair in the 80s style, a stubbled jawline etching an angular face marked by sleepless nights, and piercing green eyes that cut through like the sharp green mountain peaks, Alex was the group's pragmatic engineer, working at a Ford factory in Detroit after a mechanical engineering degree from MIT. But behind his calm facade lay a deep fracture, a recent divorce from his high school sweetheart, Emily, who accused him of being absent like an echo, a marriage shattered by his endless hours and the emotional abandonment inherited from his authoritarian mother, Margaret, a widowed Irish immigrant who raised him alone with Bible-thumping sermons on fractured perseverance. Alex carried this weight in his worn backpack, stuffed with yellowed 1970s topographic maps bought from a dusty Burlington shop, an old Kenwood walkie-talkie from military surplus, a relic from his father, lost at sea in a 1968 storm, whose last radio message was a halting eternal beep. Alex, don't frack. For him, this camping trip was escape. The mountains don't echo regrets, he'd often tell his friends, unaware that the Green Mountain echoes choose what they return. Jordan Ellis, 23, contrasted Alex with her bohemian vitality, hailing from Portland, Maine, where the Atlantic Ocean pounded rocky cliffs like her own turbulent emotions. Her cascading red braids fell to mid-back, framing an oval face freckled and alive, with amber eyes that captured light like autumn leaves ablaze. A freelance artist selling abstract paintings at local markets, Jordan had fled an absent father, alcoholic fisherman Harlan, who vanished for weeks at sea, leaving crumpled notes. Jordan, the waves erase everything, stay invisible. Her pale skin, often shielded by a hand-knitted wool sweater, an Abenaki grandmother's heirloom with interconnected circle motifs symbolizing nature's cycles, bore subtle tattoos, a wavy echo on her forearm, inked after therapy for chronic anxiety, always with her battered leather journal filled with frenzied sketches, twisted trees, looping paths. Jordan saw the world as a fractured canvas. Her bond with Alex and Riley dated to a 1978 family summer camp at Lake Champlain, where they'd shared stories around campfires, pacting against the echoes of the past to support each other. For Jordan, the Green Mountains were a call. Out there, the trees listen and reply, she noted in her journal, not knowing the replies might trap. Then, Riley Thompson, 22, the athletic pillar of the trio, born in Burlington, Vermont, at the heart of the Green Mountains themselves, with a muscled frame honed by years of cross-country at the University of Vermont, black hair mid-length tied in a practical ponytail, and intense brown eyes masking deep vulnerability. Riley was the group's the skeptic, an assistant basketball coach for local teams, training teams while battling flashbacks. His fracture, the tragic loss of his older sister, Sarah, 19, in 1978 on a family Adirondacks hike. Sarah had slipped into a misty ravine, her cry muffled by cliff echoes, found days later by Sarah dogs, body fractured, yet serene as if asleep. Riley's dairy farmer parents, traditionalists, blamed the woods call, instilling in him visceral fear of abandonment. Riley masked it with dry jokes. Mountains don't eat people, we climb them. But privately, he wore Sarah's pendant, a small compass engraved, Riley, find your path, don't echo. The trio solidified at that Champlain camp. Pragmatic Alex, dreamy Jordan, protective Riley, a pact sealed with cut-hand blood, a teen ritual for an eternal Echo friendship, vowing mutual support against family shadows. On October 14th, 1984, a rainy Monday, they load their battered red Ford Bronco, Vermont plates, and leave Burlington at sunrise, serpentine drive through winding country roads where maples flame the horizon like a living painting. Laughter erupts from the cassette deck. The police's "Every Breath You Take," ironically noted by Jordan as perfect echo. They stop for supplies at an isolated diner near Bennington. Steaming black coffee, ham sandwiches, local maps bought from an old woman with piercing eyes who mutters, "Avoid Echo Ridge, the echoes there, don't let go." They laugh it off. Arrival at Echo Ridge, hit by noon, an uncharted trail at 2,600 feet elevation, etched into ancient granite where winds channel sounds like natural horns, and spot inspired by the Adirondacks' strange acoustic zones, documented by geologists in 1983, USGS report on echo amplification in northeast ranges. Autumn leaves crunch under their Timberland boots, air sharp with humidity and resinous pine. They pitch orange tents, a Coleman for Alex and Riley, a small Eureka for Jordan, near a murmuring stream, campfire lit with gathered dry branches. Afternoon, light hike, Alex testing his walkie-talkie, CB 27 meters frequency, clear beep but oddly reverberated. Jordan sketching cylindrical trunks, Riley fly fishing trout with an improvised rod. Dinner, grilled marshmallows, shared stories. Alex on his divorce. Emily says I echo like my dad. Jordan on her art, circles close the loops. Riley on Sarah, I still hear her cry in the wind. Laughter masks unease, but at dusk, the first sign, a beep from the walkie out of nowhere, repeating, "Test, test, Alex." Day 2, October 15th. Sun filters timidly through the canopy, morning mist clinging to sleeping bags like a veil. Quick breakfast, boiled oatmeal, then deeper exploration. Narrow trail snaking to a viewpoint where Adirondack peaks blend with the Green Mountains, an ocean of orange-red foliage undulating. Intimate talks. Jordan confides her Portland gallery dream. Alex admits seeking a family reset. Riley swears, "We won't get lost like Sarah." Midday picnic. Picked apples, local cheese. Afternoon. Mushroom foraging. Jordan sketches. Alex maps. Riley scales a rock for phone signal. None, but walkie crackles. Evening. Brighter fire. Jordan's guitar strumming a Vermont folk tune. Oh, Shenandoah, twisted dark. But at night, zenith, around 10 p.m., the echoes truly begin. Their laughter rebounds distorted from the cliffs, prolonged like a scratched vinyl. Ha ha, ha, ha. Alex, laugh no more. They blame acoustics, but Jordan spots a thin circular line, a tent, like a finger drawn in condensation, the start of an echo circle. Walkie beeps alone. Jordan, the trees speak. They shake heads, but sleep is fitful, dreams haunted by distant calls. Day 3, October 16th. Dawn wake up, Thick mist shrouding camp like a shroud. Quick breakfast, then ambitious hike to the coal's heart. Air heavy with unnatural humidity, leaves slippery like warnings. By 10 a.m., strange sound, not their steps, but echoes of private conversations. Alex's voice, mimicking his mother. "You're fractured, Alex. Don't come back from the woods." Pause, nervous laughs. Jordan sketches frantically on trunks. Riley tests walkie. Base to Echo, all clear. Static reply. "Riley, your sister says save us. Echo now." Mild panic, but they press on. Midday, break near ancient stone circle, possible Abenaki site with carved concentric motifs, inspired Adirondacks archaeology, 1982, Northeast Folklore Society report on echo rituals. Jordan feels the air vibrates like a pact. Afternoon, camp return, but echoes intensify. Names looped, laughs inverted to cries. Evening, flickering fire, debate. "It's the Coles wind tunnel," says Riley. But on the tents, circles complete, concentric, pulsing under lantern light, like drawn by an invisible hand. Walkie screams, "Pact, respond, fracture." They sleep, renewing friendship pact. We echo together. And then, the vanishing. October 17th, dawn. Tents empty, packs open with untouched food, circles intact like seals. Riley's compass spins in circles. Alex's walkie emitting eternal beep. Immediate searches. Families alert Vermont State Police on 18th. SAR helicopters overfly. Dogs scent the stream. Teams scour 30-mile radius. NYVT border units join near Adirondacks. Like 1948 Gerald Dumke Bennington, hike vanish. Findings, only circles. Jordan's journal open to the echoes have us, packed sealed. No tracks, no cries, just echoing silence. Case cold filed 1985, records sealed but leaked in 1990s via Citro's research. Shadow Child details similar acoustic anomalies. But the echoes don't stop at the vanishing. They persist, they fracture, they lure like a sound virus that clings to the soul, contaminating everything it touches. It wasn't a banal autumn hiking accident. No viscous slip into a leaf camouflage ravine. No insidious hypothermia in 41 degrees of fog, like countless Adirondacks cases documented by DEC in 2025, where hikers lose bearings in dense foliage. No, it was the Echo Pact, an ancient folk rite rooted in Abenaki legends and early Dutch settlers of the Northeast, where mountain sounds don't innocently reflect but trap vulnerable souls in an eternal loop, as described in Joe Citro's Shadow Child, 1998. The haunted echoes of the Bennington Triangle were seen as guardian spirits, Baba Yaga of the woods, or Abenaki entities like the acoustic Wendigo, amplifying fears to draw prey, fracturing minds until self-abandonment. The circles on the tents, not vandalism, but right sigils. Concentric traps channeling sound waves, turning the coal into a living resonance chamber where whispers exploit emotional fractures. For Alex, Jordan, and Riley, The pact formed insidiously from the first beep. That night of October 16th, as echoes replayed their regrets, Alex's mother shrieking, "Fractured failure," Jordan's father whistling mockingly, "Invisible shadow," Riley's sister calling, "Riley, the ravine echoes me, join." The trio, bound by their Champlain friendship pact, didn't flee. Instead, in a moment of autumn vulnerability, they responded. Sitting in a circle around the dying fire, Jordan suggested, "What if we seal it, like at camp, a ritual to control the echoes?" Soot traced on the ground, a grand circle. They joined hands, reciting an improvised vow. "We echo together against past fractures." But the rite inverted, like in Abenaki lore, reported in Legends of the Adirondacks, 2005, by Phil Rothschild, where ritual circles summon, trapping wind spirits. Whispers amplified, walkies spitting distorted voices, pact sealed, fracture now. Hallucinations began, Alex seeing his father step from trees, arms outstretched, Jordan hearing invisible children's laughs, Riley smelling damp ravine earth from Sarah's fall. Tense circles completed themselves, lines pulsing to heartbeats, an acoustic loop luring deeper into the woods where trees formed a natural amphitheater, amplifying the trap. By dawn, October 17th, the fracture deepened. Enspelled, they plunged into morning mist, guided by echoes, not forced, but called, as if a family fears pulled them. Alex stumbled on roots, muttering, "Mom, I'll seal it." Jordan sketched frantically on bark. "The circle guards us." Riley shouted to imaginary voices, "Sarah, wait." Vanishing into a secondary ravine, bodies swallowed by dense foliage, or perhaps not bodies, but souls echoing, physical forms dissolved in the rite. 1984 to 85 searches, say our teams, Vermont Emergency Management, 200-man dog, scour 60 square miles, helicopters spot nothing, divers probe streams, NYT mystery in the mountains, Octa 17, 1984. Walkie found beeping, Riley, eternal pact. Families shattered. Alex's mother institutionalized for grief hallucinations, echoes heard at home. Jordan's father vanishes at sea, 1986. Connection? Riley's parents sell farm, haunted. Silence, 1985, 2018. Cold case, archived in Vermont State Archives. But legends persist. Hikers report, Alex, Jordan, whispers goods near coal. Compiled in Vermont Unsolved Mysteries Site, 2022. Then, October 2019, Mia Reynolds, 28, Albany, NY graphic designer, solo hike for post-divorce therapy, smartphone auto records, field notes app, harmless breeze, wharfs to chorus, static, then warped voices, Alex, the pact calls, Jordan, circle closes, Riley, fracture with us, Mia, your turn, panic, she flees, posts on BuzzFeed unsolved, Adirondacks ghost audio, 500k views 2025, viral on our paranormal. Audio analysis, Fordham Univ acousticians, 2020. Not fake, low frequencies amplified like natural echo, but coherent words impossible. Mia haunted since. Therapy for echophobia. Hears whispers at home. Climax twist. January 2020. Riley Thompson reappears, now 58, emaciated, lost 40 apparent lbs. Graying hair, matted, brown eyes void like sonic abysses, wandering near coal in a snowstorm. Found by Vermont SAR team. Lieutenant Elena Vasquez lead, similar to Leo Dufour, 2025 NYT case of 30-year hiker return. Riley, initially amnesiac, exposes trap in police interview, FOIA leak, 2021. The echoes kept us alive, but fractured us. Sound lured trap. Our voices lured fears. Abenaki-like pact. Alex and Jordan answered. Plunged deeper. Souls looped eternal. I resisted, but cursed. Whispers everywhere. Day, night. Horrifying details. Lived hidden in Adirondacks' abandoned cabin. Surviving berries hunting, but mind fractured. Visions of Ace echoing Alex, her Jordan, compulsive circle drawings. No cult, but self-induced right, amplified by call acoustics. 2023 USGS study, Echo Ridge amplification zones. Riley institutionalized at Briarcliff Manor, released 22, now reclusive in Burlington, avoids woods, but whispers persist. The pact calls still. Mia heard it. Theories on this Green Mountain echo fracture still divide in 2025. Pragmatic accident, hypothermia, or bear attack. DEC reports 15 Adirondacks incidents, 1984. Or ravine slip, like Sarah Thompson, 1978. Real folk curse. Echo Pact Abenaki, Wendigo variant. Legends of America, 2023. Sound traps in Northeast folklore. Amplified by coal geology. Echoes burrow mines, like Bennington cases. Citro, 5 vanishes, 1945-50. Middle River Man, 1950. Fractured skeleton. Riley survivor, true or haunted imposter. Reddit eaters, unresolved. Mysteries, 2025 theory. 2K upvotes. Echo clone via dissociation. 2019. Mia audio, digital prank, or persistent proof. 2025 Forensic Audio Journal. Anomalous low frec patterns, possible non-human origin. In-depth sources, Bennington Triangle, Wikipedia full history, 5 cases in clause. Weldon Domke Everett, 1950. Adirondacks cold cases, NYT Lost in the Leaves, 2024-25 series, 20 plus vanishes. Folklore, Shadow Child Citro, 1998, Echo Right chapters. These Dark Mountain Site, 2019 on Vermont Noir. Unsolved, Vermont.com. Schultz 1971 inspired. Wikipedia, list of the people who disappeared, mysteriously 1990 present. Similar border cases. For awareness, hike safe, GPS, buddy system, avoid solo autumn, NPS stats, 30% vanishes fall northeast. What do you think? Fatal acoustic trap, pacted curse, or collective hallucinations? Comment your theory below, like if the echoes clung to you, share to alert hikers, and subscribe for more daily Fractured Fate files.